A warm welcome to Bethlehem Matriculation Higher Secondary School online class. I am Vinila, your English teacher for grade 11. Let me move on to the book back exercise. Take your English textbook. Take your English textbook, page number 4. Glossary. Let me read the glossary. Listen and understand. It will be helpful for you to attempt the synonyms. Let me read. First one. Mantelpiece. Self-projecting from the wall above a fireplace. Absurd. Inconsistent or illogical. Fables. Tales or stories. Hobbled. Walked unsteadily. Pucker, to contract the face into wrinkles. Expanse, widespread. Monotonous, unchanging or boring. Snapped, broke or cut. Seclusion, isolation. Bedlam, noisy confusion. Perched, sat or rest. Rebukes, scoldings. Dilapidated, damaged. Pallor, an unhealthy pale appearance. Shred, cloth used to wrap a dead person. The next one. Answer the following questions in 1 or 2 sentences based on your understanding of the story. These question answers you can learn from any guide. Those who have not purchased can screenshot the question and answer and learn from this. Okay, let me go on the first one. Describe the grandfather as seen in the portrait. The answer is, the author's grandfather wore a big turban and loose-fitting clothes. His long white beard covered his chest. He looked at least 100 years old. B. Why was the author left with his grandmother in the village? The answer is, the author's parents had gone to the city in order to earn their bread. They were not settled comfortably. Hence, the author was left with his grandmother in the village. C. Where did the author study in his childhood? The answer, during his childhood, the author studied in the village school which is attached to the temple. D. Why did the grandmother accompany the author to school? The answer, the author's grandmother went to temple which was attached to the school. At the school hours, she sat inside the temple reading the holy scriptures. Moreover, she wanted to escort her grandson. So she accompanied the author to school. E. What made the dogs follow the grandmother after school hours? While going to school and returning home, the grandmother carried the stale chapatis and fed the dogs. This made the dogs follow the grandmother after school hours. F. Why didn't the grandmother feel sentimental when the author went abroad for higher education? The answer is, the author's grandmother did not feel sentimental when the author went abroad for his higher education because she was not even sentimental. She did not talk or show any emotion at the time of his departure. Her lips moved in prayer. Her mind was lost in prayer. She bore the facts silently. Next question. G. What was the happiest time of the day for grandmother? The answer is, the whole morning the author's grandmother was busy with her spinning wheel. In the afternoon, she relaxed for a while to feed the sparrows. She broke the bread into little bits and fed hundreds of little birds. This was the happiest time of the day for grandmother. 2. Answer the following questions in 3 or 4 sentences each. It carries 3-mark question. A. Describe the author's grandmother. The answer is, the author's grandmother had been old and wrinkled. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles. She had been terribly old. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. B. What was the daily routine of the grandmother at home? The answer: grandmother woke her grandson up in the morning. She got him ready for the school. She said her morning prayers. Simultaneously, she bathed and dressed her grandson. She made all the arrangements for him. She accompanied him to the school. She read the Holy Scriptures at the temple, and in the evening both returned home. This was the daily routine of the grandmother. The next question, C. How is school education in the village different from that in the city? The answer: in the village school, the author had studied alphabet and learned to recite morning prayers. But in the city, he was taught English words and Western science. He also learned the law of gravity, Archimedes principle, the world being round, etc. D. The grandmother appreciated the value of education. Give instances in support of your answer. While studying in the village school, the author's grandmother accompanied him to school every day. The author had studied alphabet and learned to recite morning prayers. Being a very pious woman, the grandmother appreciated the value of education. The next question. E. The grandmother was strong-minded. Justify. The answer is, one day the grandmother did not pray. She started to sing about the homecoming warriors, that is her grandson. She ignored the protests of the members of the family. She had mild fever then. Others thought that she would recover, but she thought differently. She is ready to face her own death boldly. These instances showed that she was strong-minded. Next question. F. How did the grandmother spend the last few hours of her life? The answer is, during the last few hours, the author's grandmother did not pray. She called the women of her neighborhood and started to sing about the homecoming warriors. She had mild fever then. She knew that her end would come soon. She lied peacefully in bed, praying and telling her beads. Suddenly her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. The next Roman letter. 3. Answer the following in a paragraph of 100 to 150 words each. In this they have given general questions. So you can write your answers by your own, or you can prepare one paragraph and write. I have given already one paragraph. You can write that paragraph. So the next one is vocabulary. Read the following words and choose the correct antonyms from the options given. So they have given words and options. You have to read the question and find the answers from the options. Okay. And let me tell you the answers. You can mark it. Moist, marshy, arid, slimy, sultry. What is the answer? Arid. The next word. Frivolous antonyms. Serious. Omitted antonyms. Included. Protest antonyms. Accept. Serenity antonym. Anxiety. Scattered antonym. Gathered. Monotonous antonym. Interesting. Okay. The next one. B. fill in the blanks, choosing the appropriate compound words from those given in the box. See, compound words, it is what is the meaning of compound words is smaller words joining together and it creates a new meaning. That is called compound words. Okay, so here we have three types of compound words: open compounds, closed compounds, and hyphenated compounds. Okay, so with this compound words we are going to fill in the blanks there what it is given in the book. Okay, we will do the answers. Rita hurried along the road, dressed in her spotless new dress, towards the bus stop. Before sunset, she had to reach the house of her grandmother, but the first half an hour of her travel was slow due to traffic jam. Her homecoming would be regarded with joy. She was overstraining herself to reach the place. When she finally stepped into the courtyard, she was received with a big hug by her kind aunt. She was in time to join the gentlefolk at the village for a sing-song. The next one, C. Match the words in column A with their pairs in column B to form compound words and write them in column C. A. Question is given. B. Answer. You have to choose the correct answer and then write it in the column C. The question is mantle. Mantle, answer from B you can select piece. So the first one, mantle piece. Second one, eyelashes. Third, waterproof. 4, beehive. 5, toll gate. 6, doorknob. 7, spinning wheel. So complete the answer. D. Frame meaningful sentences of your own using the following expressions from the story. Use a dictionary if required. So you can use your dictionary and write your own sentences, or just you can copy from this. First one, the thought was almost revolting. The answer, my brother's thought of selling our ancestral house is almost revolting to me. Second one, an expanse of pure white serenity. Prema is an expanse of pure white serenity. Third, a turning point. My friendship with Lada is a turning point in my life. Fourth, accepted her seclusion with resignation. My parents proposed to me to study medicine, though I did not like it. But I accepted their seclusion with resignation. Fifth one, frivolous rebukes. I got frivolous rebukes often from my father. The next topic, prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes and suffixes. Let me read. You may get one word answers from this part. Listen. Her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. In the above sentence, the word inaudible is formed by adding the prefix in to the root or base word audible. So, in is a adding to the root or base word audible. A prefix is a letter or a group of letters which is added to the beginning of a root word in order to modify it. Usually, the new word formed is the opposite of the given word. In the above sentence, we also come across the word constantly. Here, the suffix ly is added to the root word constant. A suffix is a letter or group of letters added to the end of a root word. By adding suffixes, the grammatical functions of the word changes. Words that are derived or formed from the base word by adding prefixes or suffixes are called derivatives. Affixes is divided into two, prefixes and suffixes. For prefixes and suffixes, root word is very important. So with the root word or base word only you can add prefix or suffix. So if the root word is not a meaningful, the answer you are adding to the root word will be wrong. Okay, so root word means it should be a meaningful word. For example, if you are adding re is a prefix, you are adding with the base word or root word. If it is not a meaningful, that is ading, reading, it is not a proper prefix. Re is not a proper prefix in the place of reading. Instead, in the place of remember, you can see re. If you have split the prefix, remaining word member is a base word or root word. So that is a correct answer. Always base word or root word should be a meaningful word. So in the place of reading, ading is a not meaningful word. So you cannot write reading is a prefix. Okay, the same for suffixes also. Go through the examples given for prefix and suffixes. And the next one is derivatives. So derivatives to the word you can form many words. So honest is a word, it is given example. From that you can use any other prefix or suffix and you can use that into many words will be called as the derivatives. Honest, dishonest or honesty. The next one, you can write many answers. I'll give you two examples. Manage, management, manager or mismanage. Differ, different, difference, indifferent, differential. Beauty, beautiful, beautician, beautifully, etc. Peace, unpeaceful, peacefully or peaceful. Arrange, arrangement, disarrange or rearrange. Collect, collection, collector, recollect. Approve, unapproved, approval, disapprove, approver. Narrate, narrative, narration, narrator, etc. Class, classic, classify, classical, etc. Okay, complete this exercise. Then move on to next one, homophones and confusables. F. Homophones. Filling the blanks with suitable homophones. For the homophones, you have to learn the spelling with their meaning. Okay, understand the meaning and then it will be useful for you to attempt the homophones. Okay, first one, break, break. A. We have a short break between the sessions. BREAK. The next, the car skidded to a halt when I applied the brake. BRAKE. Second one, waist, waist. Shivani wears a belt around her waist. Waist spelling WAIST. We should never misuse or waste natural resources. WASTE. Principle, principal. Oxygen is the principal element in the Earth's crust. PRINCIPAL. Both these machines work on the same principle. PRINCIPLE. Fourth one, bred. Turtles should be bred in a healthy environment. BRED. I like to have a toasted bread for breakfast. BREAD. Fifth one, lessen. This medicine will lessen your pain. LESSEN. Finally, the manager learnt a lesson the hard way. LESSON. 6. Pale. PALE. The child looks very sick and pale. PALE. I need a pail of water to wash these cups. PAIL. 7. Throw. Ravi picked the banana peel and threw it in the dustbin. THREW. The soldiers had to pass through a dark tunnel. THROUGH. 8. Corpse. The corpse was covered with a shroud. CORPSE. A 5-day annual training camp for the senior cadets of the National Cadet Corps has been organized. CORPS. Okay, the first unit book back exercise is over. Next we will go for the grammar in the next class. Thank you, students.